Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Bloodborne OST reaction. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the very end of the Old Hunters. And fittingly, it ends with what is easily one. It's very hard for me to say which boss fight is actually the best in Bloodborne, because it's undisputably between one of two choices, either Gehrman or the Orphan of Kos. Gehrman is the best part, is the climax to the whole story. The Orphan of Kos, however, is the hardest fight in the whole game. Fittingly as well, because remember, if you were willing to accept the fact that you had to travel through things like the Astral Clock Tower and the Fishing Hamlet, and you thought those things were difficult, well, this is where it culminates, because Gehrman students experimented not only on an entire fishing village, but they also managed to kill a great one of the sea. And well, for those who don't know, the fight literally begins with the Orphan of Kos. Well, yes, the dead body is literally the Great One Kos, or otherwise sometimes called Cosm, and Kos literally crawls out of the womb of his dead mother, and he stares into what looks like a scarred son and starts crying. That's just how the fight begins, and well, or when you know that the hardest fight consists of being whacked and smacked by a sharpened placenta, because yes, they do make it abundantly clear that Kos's weapon of choice is a placenta, which he can grab flesh out of and just throw it at you and explode for massive damage. Well, you know it's going to be one of those sorts of days. Now, outside of that, Orphan of Kos is also just difficult because for some strange reason, and this is like one of those few times it actually happens in Bloodborne, is that Kos's health bar is phenomenally large compared to some other bosses. I don't know if this is because in the lore Kos was meant to be an extremely powerful Great One, but this is, well, by and large, it's the third or fourth, or probably even the fifth Great One we fight in this game. And, well, you're not exactly going to forget it anytime soon, because nothing can really prepare you for the terror, the horror, the rage that this boss brings out in people. Because if you fought things like Lady Maria, Albritus, everything else that came before was difficult, Ludwig, Lawrence, well, Kos is... And I've said it before, there's an absolute reason why he's the hardest fight in the game. And this is even brought to a light by the music that plays, because they don't take the gas off the pedal just because we're at the end of the journey through the Hunter's Nightmare. It's a very misleading sort of track, because it's meant to be sad and kind of just, again, somber. It's because, remember, Cos probably wouldn't, the orphan probably wouldn't have been alive at all. He would have been dead probably along with his mother, and you get the impression he doesn't really want to fight. He just wants to be left alone, considering he screams every single second of the fight as though he's in dire pain. And, well, do you just want to leave him alone and die, or just go about his business naturally? Or is it just better for all of us to kill it? And that's when its second stage kicks in. Because it goes from, you think you're fighting something relatively equal despite its health bar. Now all of a sudden it has woken the hell up, and there's no doubt about it this time. It wants you dead. Perhaps its purpose is being fulfilled, and it is returned to its natural glory. Or goodness knows what it'd be like if you were to fight the actual Cos. It may not be one of the best OSTs from this, but from Bloodborne. But what I will say is that it's fantastically horrifying when you consider, as the music changes again. It's absolutely paramount to what you go through. Is that it's just sort of aimless. Then it becomes powerful and it wants you dead. Then its status as as basically the son of a great one returns home when it basically summons lightning, and well, there's no doubt about it. You are fighting probably what might be the most powerful great one that you fight in the game, because its aggression is unmatched, its fury is unmatched, and there's very little you could do about it. The only thing you could do is sort of what we've been doing all this time and what we spent the entire game doing: fighting and slaying and hunting. That's just about all we can do. And I will say, just before we get out of this, you may also be remiss about what happens once you do actually kill the Orphan of Kos and you slay the nightmare. It's a voice comes out of nowhere and it says that Orphan of Kos has returned to the sea. Possibly it returns again to what we started in the beginning. Maybe it's literally we've saved Kos, and now this poor creature is going to return to a better place. That's a slightly more encouraging thought, that despite all the horrors that Gehrman's hunters have done, at least at the end, well, or rather the evils of the Healing Church have done, at least Kos can sleep now. Which, when you consider some other things that happen in this game, it's not particularly difficult to say why this is probably one of the best things that can happen. And with all that being said and done, I hope all of you guys have enjoyed the Orphan of Kos OST, and I cannot wait to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye for now.